Dan Geltrude. Dan, welcome back.
Hey, Tommy.
Are you helping support the American economy?
As much as I possibly can.
Excellent. What did we see today that maybe got people thinking things are slowing down a little bit?
Well, you know, Tommy, I think what we have to look at here overall related to the economy is caution is the outlook. No question about it. I mean, Scott and I have talked repeatedly about, you know, when we see these numbers and sometimes they're really encouraging and sometimes not as much. Either way, I think you have to recognize that our economy is still quite fragile. Now, when you look at consumer confidence, economic uncertainty, and of course the tariffs, which has been the big news all over the place lately. I mean, those are signals for potential trouble in the economy. But you have low unemployment, you do have income growth, and that at least indicates that there's no immediate recession, right? There was that whole discussion about, oh, we're going into a recession. I think that's overblown. We're not even anywhere near the definition of a recession at this point. So what I really think the overriding situation here is we really have to wait and see how Trump's policies, economically, geopolitically, what they're going to bring. And then I think when we have a clear picture that will bring at least some certainty, and I think the clouds will lift a little bit to really accurately assess what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm. Would a good analogy be that maybe we were going 75 into 55 and now we're going 65, maybe 60? Is that a nice way to say it?
Well, that was certainly the case pre-pandemic, right? The economy was so hot. And then, of course, the pandemic brought us to a screeching halt, and we have been fighting to get back at least to the speed limit. So I certainly wouldn't say that we are speeding at all at this case. I think your analogy is probably a good one in terms of things were hot for a long time, but I think there's plenty of room for us to get back to a very healthy economy.
Mm-hmm. Going back to your tariffs you wanted to talk about, I have a lot of clients in North Dakota, and they trade a lot with our partners in Canada, and we joke about the 51st state, but it's big business for both the North Dakota folks and the Canadian. Of course, I have farmer friends in Ontario. They're concerned with what's going on. This is a little fragile right now for both economies, correct?
More so for Canada than the U.S., but that certainly doesn't mean that we're not going to have pain on our side of the border here. Tommy, look, if Trump does go all in with everything he's saying about tariffs, will we win the war of attrition, let's say specifically with Canada? Yes, I think we will. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of pain. Tariffs are a serious business. I believe, or at least I want to believe, that what President Trump is doing here is negotiating, right? He's kind of putting it out there to say, look, we believe that we've been treated unfairly and we need a better deal. The way to deal with Trump, Tommy, is to sit down and negotiate with him. This tit for tat, as far as, well, if you tariff this, we'll tariff that, and back and forth. I mean, then you're egging him on. Right. And then he's going to keep going. So I think if cooler heads can prevail, we can get some fairer trade deals, I think, with all of our trade partners.
Yeah. Have you ever met President Trump or sat in a room with him, Dan?
Yes, I did meet President Trump, but that was before he was president.
He was the real estate mogul back then. Well, it is sure an interesting time. A lot of people are upset with what's going on, but on the next block, we're going to talk about it more. I've traded markets for a long time. It is totally normal to have this volatility. As a trader, I love the volatility. I welcome it. I think as investors, they're a little worried. We got a lot of things happening. And real quick, 30 seconds and out, 30 days till taxes are due for normal people like myself, right?
Yeah, how about that? So what I've been telling people all along here, Tommy, is first and foremost, there is a shortage of accountants. So if you don't have your accountant already lined up, at least in this point, you got some issues. Trust me. Not so easy to find. So make sure, I would tell everybody, have your accountant lined up, get your stuff organized, and get it in and filed. Don't let the government hold your money. Get it as soon as possible back in your pocket.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to pay you as much interest as they're going to charge you interest. Good looking and smart Dan Geltrude coming to us from New Jersey. Thanks, my friend.
Thanks, Tommy.